Hello everybody on YouTube and all the NHL fans out there. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts so far from the NHL season. Check it out. First off, I'm going to give you the surprise picks, the surprise teams are so far this year at this point though. At this point, the surprise team is one of them is the New York Islanders, which I'm not going to lie, I believe I didn't put the Islanders up there, but in the playoff hunt, but now what the Islanders are doing, Andres Lee and the Islanders, they're putting up some good numbers and good assists. Sorry, I kind of froze for a minute, but yeah, I was gonna say that Andres Lee and Josh Bailey, they're putting up some good goals and assists. I think Andres Lee's leading the goals in the Islanders this year. He's one of their best goaltenders, but the best assist is Josh Bailey. They've been putting up some good numbers since I think it was since they got rid of since they let go John Travers over the offseason. So it's pretty interesting on that account and how that's going to go. Which I kind of expected how the Toronto Maple Leafs are heading since there. But it could be an interesting spot if that case scenario that John Travers and the Toronto Maple Leafs face off Josh Bailey and Andres Lee in the Eastern Conference Finals. That would be a really interesting series if that's going to be the case so far. But as I say, how the New York Islanders are playing, they're playing really solid hockey. They're doing really well on both sides of the ice and goaltending as well. So, but I think they have a really good shot of going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really believe. I think this could be a good case scenario on that one. I think they lead the Metropolitan Division. Then all of a sudden it's the Blue Jackets and the Capitals and the Penguins. I'll get to these guys shortly, one of them shortly. But anyways, that being said, though, I think one other surprise team I kind of expected on the Eastern side was probably both the Canadiens and Bruins. I mean, the Canadiens didn't really make the playoffs last year, and now they're up in the wild card standings, which is really good for Montreal. They're doing really well. They doubled their point spread since last year, which is really good for Montreal. Unfortunately for me, but I'm a Bruins fan. But anyways, my Bruins are doing pretty well too. They're like third in the Atlantic, and Montreal's ranked fourth in the Atlantic. They're both heading to the wild card spots, or a case scenario like that. But anyways, going forward with this though, and the Bruins are hanging on. The Bruins have been doing really well since they beat the Blackhawks in the Winter Classic. I know they lost to the New York Rangers, but the last 10 games though, they've been 6-3-1. I know they lost, but I know they've been playing really solid hockey since the Winter Classic. They got Chara back. They got Bergeron back. They did pretty well on that case scenario, but they've got a little better with them. So it's pretty case scenario. But Montreal's been really good this year, hanging on the wild card. It could lead to other momentum. Who knows? But other than that, though, I think in the Eastern Conference, though, in the NHL season, I think this is going to be really good. I think this is going to be a solid scenario for them, I think. But I think the only task for the Maple Leafs is the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I admit, I thought Tampa Bay was going to be in the number 2, but apparently both the Maple Leafs and the Lightning are fighting for the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Right now, I'm not mistaken. I think Tampa Bay is leading the points right now, so they could get the President's Trophy if they keep this what they're going. But other than that, though, I think the Atlantic is going to come down to one of those two. I don't think they have the Bruins or the Canadiens have a shot at that. But anyways, I think the Tampa Bay, the way the Tampa Bay is getting, I think they're going to head to the President's Trophy. I think they're going to get that. So other than that, though, but I think this is going to be a really tight spiral. So we'll see. But anyways, like I was saying about the Islanders and the Maple Leafs, if they meet in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's going to be a good, interesting storyline with that. Having John Travers going from the New York Islanders to the Maple Leafs, and both teams are playing well without each other. This is going to be very interesting how this is going to go, if that's going to be the case scenario. But anyways, one of the other disappointing teams, well, going to the in the Western Conference, one of the surprises, I believe it's. I would probably say Calgary, because I expected to get number 2 in the Pacific, but now they're going to the number 1. So I think it's kind of like really good. And I think they lead the Western part in points, I think, if I don't remember right. But anyways, the other and one who's leading the Central Division is probably the Winnipeg Jets, who are doing pretty well. And number 2 is the Nashville Predators, which I had the Nashville Predators winning the Stanley Cup, and I had them face Toronto. So, hey, who knows? Don't get me wrong. I think Nashville's going to be a tough team. I think they got to look out for them early on. But that Central Division is really tight, though. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you about that. The PK Subban and the Predators are being a big threat in the Central Division right now. So I really think this is going to be a tough one either way. But I think the one guy to look out for is Patrick Lane, the right wing. I think, or Matthew Perreault. I think is Matthew Perreault, the left wing. So yeah, I had to look him up. I think you're gonna keep. I think Matthew Perreault's like an underrated player. I mean, but it is what it is on that. But anyways, I mean that they have to look out for PK Subban. Oh God, that's gonna be a tough division. I think the winner of that Central Division personally may go to that wild card. I'm still gonna stick my guns to that. So I'm gonna still stick my guns with the Nashville Predators. I think they're going to just try to fight this out. But one of the biggest disappointments was probably the Chicago Blackhawks. Because the Blackhawks, I believe, they're one of the most disappointing teams right now. I mean, I don't know what's going on with them. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tails. Wow, I don't know what's going on with the Blackhawks right now. They went to being playoff contenders, Stanley Cup contenders, all the way down to last place in the Metropolitan Division. Which, I'm not mistaken, I believe... I'm sorry, it was the LA Kings who are in last place in there. Which, that's another disappointing team, is the LA Kings. I actually thought they could be playoff contenders this year, but that's not turning around as I hoped would be. But anyways, I think this could be a really tough one. The other disappointing team I expected was the Vegas Golden Knights. But the Vegas Golden Knights, I kind of expected it too at the same time because they lost a lot of players in free agency this past offseason because the Golden Knights have been one of those the new franchises around. So, anyways, I think they're in the third place in the Pacific Division, but yikes, I don't know. I mean, but I think the wild card, I think in the one who's hanging on to the wild card spot is probably the Canucks. And so I think Canucks can sneak up on them and they get the wild card. I wouldn't be surprised if that would happen. But anyways, I think the other disappointing team in the Pacific is the Ducks. I mean, the Ducks made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. But somebody correct me on that. But that was one of the other disappointing teams. I mean, I expected that. But other team is Edmonton. I thought Edmonton would be a little bit of a threat of a wild card. But apparently that's not the case this year. But yeah, Peter Chiarelli's running that franchise too. So, hey, we got to deal with them. Man, the Oilers are dealing with them now. But anyways, that being said, though, that's the surprising and disappointing teams I got. I'll tell you what my other thoughts so far. Alright, though, other thoughts about what's going on in the NHL so far. An expansion team in Seattle, which I think they're going to... Which that means, though, Seattle is going to go to the Pacific Division, and the Arizona Coyotes are going to go to the Central Division, I believe. I think that's going to be the case scenario. But anyways... Hold on. Fix that. Sorry, I had something going on. But anyways, so I don't know what happened. But anyways, I was gonna say for some teams in Seattle, which I think they don't start expansion in 2022, and they're gonna be in the Pacific Division, and they're gonna put the Coyotes in the Central Division. So which I think that's how it's gonna go. So I think that was the biggest announcement. In 3 more years, they're gonna have another expansion team. So I think this is gonna be really good because. Several years ago, like almost 11 years ago, they lost the NBA team, the Supersonics. Then they moved to the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I'll talk about that in a minute. I think this is something about the NBA I'm going to talk about after the NHL season, my NHL thoughts. But anyways, what I'm thinking is some names for the Seattle team. I was thinking one in particular could be not the Seahawks. I think that would be a little weird, but the Seattle Totals, I think, because that was a CHL team originally from the mid-40s to the mid-70s. There was a league on that until it got folded. But anyways, with that being said, I think that would be a good name. One other possibility for Seattle's team name, the Seattle Emeralds, which I think that would be really interesting because it's called the Emerald City, because that would make sense if you think about it. Now, the reason I said Totals is because, as I told you, about the CFL league from the mid-40s to the mid-70s. I mean, something they would do. So I was thinking maybe the Firebirds could be a good one. So the only one I would not see is the Seattle Metropolitans. because that was the first NHL team the North American team to win the Stanley Cup in 1917, almost like 102 years ago. So now that's a division. I can't see that. I can still stick with that, the Metropolitan Division, personally, unless they work out a deal with the NHL to make the team name call it the Eastern Division or something like that, or something like that, or something like that. But anyways, the other one I can't see is the Seattle Whales, because the Carolina Hurricanes own the rights to the Hartford Whalers, which I hope they have another expansion team in the eastern side, so they can have like the same amount of teams personally. But I couldn't see the Seattle Whales doing that because of the rights of that. And the other weird name would be the Sea Lions. There was one thought, and I saw one link that said the Seattle Sea Lions, which I thought would be a little weird. And the other weird name is the Sockeyes. I'm like, what? It's kind of like awkward, a little weird. But anyways, like the Seattle Firebirds could be one. The Seattle Totums, and the Seattle Emeralds. Like, it clicks, It clicks, It's just, the other ones, like I told you, I just couldn't see it because of the naming rights and things like that. And like things like that. Anyways, though, unless they have a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles that call them the Seattle Eagles to share the name, I could probably see that. So that being said, though, what do you guys think about the Seattle expansion team? What do you think the team names will be? Go. Leave your comments below. Okay. Now the other announcement of what happened during the NHL season is the next Winter Classic. It's gonna be in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl, which I thought if they were thinking about doing a Winter Classic in Dallas, I would thought it would be in Jerry World, like in AT&T Stadium or something like that. But no, it's in the Cotton Bowl, which is kind of interesting, dude, doing a college stadium. But at the same time, I expect it to be in the AT&T Stadium because Jerry World, you probably want to get some money involved, all that crap, etc., etc. But I don't know if the NHL want to deal with Jerry World, like two egos going at it with Gary Bettman and Jerry Jones. But anyways, though, I think going in Dallas in the Winter Classic, I think personally, I think the San Jose Sharks should go and play them in the Winter Classic. I mean, that's one of their biggest rivals right there. I mean, and plus it's really a good team, which I don't think it's about that. I think it's a marketing thing personally. So probably the big marketing thing, like the New York Rangers, or probably probably the Chicago Blackhawks, which I doubt they would be in a Winter Classic again. Yeah. Or probably somewhere like the Edmonton Oilers or something like that. They're probably going to get it, but I would like to see the San Jose Sharks or the Colorado Avalanche personally, or the Detroit Red Wings, because they had rivalries in the past years, especially they met in the playoffs so many times. So things like that. I would love to see those kind of teams like that, but the only problem with the Avalanche and the Red Wings, they're not really good right now. So it probably would not be a good idea, personally. Well, at least Colorado's in the wild card, so maybe they have a slighter chance, but Detroit, I don't know. Because since they moved into that new Little Caesars Arena, they haven't been doing good. So I think if they go back to Joe Louis Arena, I think they'll probably do a little better. I doubt that's going to happen, but, anyways, they haven't. But anyways, the Red Wings haven't went to the playoffs. I don't think they've been in the playoffs since then. But it is what it is. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts about that too. I mean, put your comments down below on that. Let's see where we go from there. But anyways, that will wrap up my NHL seasonal pick so far. When it comes to playoff time, I'm definitely gonna make some pick'em series on that, so you can stay tuned for that coming up. Anyways, what I was gonna tell you about the NBA, I'm gonna do my thoughts about the NBA season so far, see how I feel about that. I might do that tomorrow. So the reason why I'm doing it because I'm gonna save the Super Bowl picks for next week, so I'm gonna be doing that. But I have a lot to talk about on that one. Don't you worry about that. But anyways, I mean, that's my I'm gonna wrap this video up right now. So, what did you guys know? What your thoughts about that? I mean, you like my NHL videos or what? I'm a big hockey guy, so one of those guys. So, and I like the NBA too. So I'm doing a little bit here and there. So keep myself busy. Good. So yeah, every once in a while, and during that time after the NFL football season's done, I do March Madness too. So hey, let me know what you think about that. I'm trying to do something because there's no NFL except for the Pro Bowl, which I'm not really into the Pro Bowl. That's why I'm doing the NHL stuff right now. So, anyways, I'm gonna do probably an NBA video tomorrow. See how I feel. So, hey, definitely let me know what you think. So until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off. Peace.